So I wasn't really planning on doing a video. I'm trying to get ready for some stuff for the holidays, for Christmas Day. And then, you know, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Joey Drew Studios drops this in my lap, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta talk about this. So yes, it has been officially announced that we are getting a Bendy and the Ink Machine movie from Radar Pictures. Now, it had been long rumored that we were getting a Bendy and the Ink Machine movie, but I didn't really put a lot of stock in it. I think what really kind of put its foot in the door was the advancement of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and how well it sold. Even though I don't think it was a good movie, sorry FNAF fans, that movie was not good. I don't know how it made as much movie as it did, and now it's just gonna, like, here's the, okay, let me just get on a rant real quick about that movie. I understand, if you like that movie, that's fine. I personally didn't, because it felt like it was doing 10 things at once, and it didn't stick the landing on anything. And it's not because it was a PG-13 movie. I think it was smart to make the FNAF movie PG-13, because a lot of its audience is young. Here's the thing, that movie was, I don't understand, like, the writing was not good, any of it was not good. And again, you like it, that's fine. I'm not gonna, you know, everyone's got their own different taste. But, like, that movie was so bad, and it made as much money as it did on name brand alone, that now we are basically going to be cursed with PG-13 mediocrity, and not because of low budget or anything, but, like, Blumhouse is gonna see how well the FNAF movie did, and not put any stock into anything major. Like, after how bad Exorcist Believer did, and then for them, and then you have, you know, FNAF, which was PG-13 and made, you know, just buku money, whereas Exorcist Believer was a name brand and a R-rated horror movie, did little. It's just gonna kind of have this thing where we have these PG-13 horror movies, and not to say PG-13 horror movies are bad, I'm just saying that, like, a lot of them don't put a lot of effort into it, and Blumhouse is just going to keep making movies, and we're going to get cursed by other movie studios that are going to start releasing PG-13 horror movies, because that's what makes money. We got out of this in the 2000s. We literally got out of this in the 2000s, and I don't want to go back there. Okay? I don't want that. I don't need that. But yeah. Getting back to my point, I just had to get that was just like stuff that's been on my mind for a while. But, like, getting back to my thought, getting back to Bendy and the Ink Machine, like I said, it'd been long thought of. It'd been long rumored, and again, I think FNAF really kicked the door in. And Radar Pictures, if that name doesn't sound familiar, they've produced movies like Arachnophobia, the Jumanji movies, the recent, like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson Jumanji movies. So they do have a name recognition to them, and I think they work in connection with Sony, I believe. Could be wrong, but yeah. So we don't know if this is going to be live action or animated. It literally just the announcement was literally today, so there's really nothing to really go on. It could be animated, it might not be. I'm thinking it's probably going to be live action. I'm more than convinced it's probably going to be live action. And the thing of it is that Bendy and the Ink Machine really does lend itself to more animation, because there is no way in hell that you are going to nail that design. And you can make the argument, oh, but FNAF, you know, Jim Henson Studios, you know, really nailed the designs of the animatronics, you know, of Freddy Fazbear and the others. What makes you think a good studio couldn't do that? That design and how it is, there's no way you're going to make it 100%. I think it'll look good, don't get me wrong, if you get the right production designers and the right company, the right studio, and maybe even, because you're probably going to use CGI to touch it up with the ink and whatnot. But, like, there is no way in God's green earth that you are going to make it look like the game 100% in live action. There's no way in hell you're going to do that and not make it look goofy. So, and that's the other thing, is, like, the other characters. Like, you can't, like, I think you can make some of the characters work in live action. The Projectionist, Alice Angel, Sammy, I think they could all work. But there are others, especially Bendy, that's not going to work in there have to be CGI. Or puppet. I don't think they'll use puppets, but I do think there will be CGI, especially Ink Demon Bendy. Um, and I'm sorry. I know I sound like I'm really coming down hard on this. I really am, and it just got announced, and we have no other information. I wouldn't say I'm trying to shit on this. I'm really not. In all honesty, I think it's a cool idea. I was so burned by the FNAF movie and how bad, like how we're still trying to crawl out of the doldrums of bad video game movies that like. It's already got like it's a foot, it's already got its foot in its mouth because it's a video game movie. And yes, we have had a good slew of video game movie and TV content, but that's small. That's a very small group, and it's yes, it is slowly growing, but like yeah. Now the other thing is, I think this will be probably PG-13 because again, name brand that is a young audience too, and. While I do think you could make an R-rated Bendy movie, I think you can get away with it being PG-13. It was the same thing of like, yeah, the FNAF movie can easily get away with being a PG-13 movie, and I'm sorry, I keep comparing it to the FNAF movie. I don't mean to. It's just that they like both were very popular indie games, and both of them are getting movies, and both of them do have a young audience involved. So it's kind of hard not to like compare and contrast. But that's the thing, is that I want, whenever I hear an announcement for anything, I always have that thing of, I want it to succeed. Because then it opens the door to new and cool stuff. That's what but at the same time, I'm like, I was so burned by the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I'm just like, this feels really like a response to that, and it might not be good. It might be good. We don't know. It literally just got the announcement a few hours ago. No cast, no director, no writer. I think it'll turn me around on stuff if we get like a good cast or a good, writer director. Honestly, I would not be opposed. I know he's probably done with directing, but if this was if this movie was made in the 80s, Joe Dante would have been really cool on a Bendy and the Ink Machine movie. For those who remember, Joe Dante had done like Gremlins, The Howling, no, he didn't do Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That was someone else. But Joe Dante, he had a lot of fun with his horror, and I feel like Joe Dante would have been really. Again, he's done with directing, but he would have been so good at it, like in a Bendy and the Ink Machine movie. He would have really captured that kind of heart and the fun to that horror. But that's just me. I know someone's going, damn it, why? Damn it, someone get Joe Dante. I don't even think he's still alive. Is he? I think he is. But yeah. So, am I interested in this movie? Yes. Am I hesitantly optimistic about this movie? Also yes. Do I want this movie to fail? No. In fact, I want to go into this movie whenever it premieres. We don't even have a release date either. All we got was the announcement, and it might even be like FNAF, where it's like the movie gets announced, and then 10 years later we get the movie. That's the other thing. We might, it might get announced, and then, we have to wait 10 years, 10, 12 years for the movie to be actually made because of rewrites and directors leaving and things like that. That's the other. But whenever this movie comes out, I'll go see it, and I hope it's good. Yeah. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the announcement for Bendy and the Ink Machine getting a movie? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.